Hello, mateys. I'm back. Not for realsies, but I'm here. I'm posting. After going 3 months without posting, even though I said I was officially back, I was actually gonna make a video the next day, but I didn't. Bro, I was sick, and then I was good, and I made the video, and then I got sick again. Whoo! Anyways, so if you don't get my channel, here's a fun, quick rundown. I go on Wattpad, I pick a story, I read the story, and you listen to the story? Yeah. But I'm dyslexic, which makes it wonderful. So today, we're reading Hot Stuff by Wavy Richie. If you'd like to read it, it's quite popular. I just looked up the name and I went to the first one I saw. So, yeah. This feels weird. I don't want this. Hi, I'm Victoria Harrington. I'm currently sitting in my class. It's the last class before summer vacation, and I couldn't be more ready to get out of the school and be with all my best friends. My best friends. Where do I begin? Well, first of all, there's Bill. I'm not going to try and say his last name. 2 years ago, his little brother went missing. Last summer, when I was with my grandmother in Florida for summer vacation, he figured out who killed him. Apparently, it was a child-eating clown. Okay. But that was just what Richie had told me. We met when we were kids, around 3 or 4, when we went to the same daycare and instantly became friends after. I bumped into him on the first day I was there. After Georgie went missing, we became closer. I was the only one of all his friends that came to the small family-only funeral. How about Eddie? He's definitely the smaller one of the group, and he's the same age as all of us. He's just small and fragile, and his mom is super protective over him and fills him up with medications that he doesn't even really need. We met a few years ago when I moved schools. He offered me a hand sanitizer on my first day of the new school. We can't forget Stanley. He's the quiet one, doesn't say much, but when he does, it's either him scolding the boys or him laughing and making jokes with them. There isn't much to say about him. He's good friends with Eddie and Richie. There's not much more to him. And then, of course, there's Richie, the flirt of the group. Always making jokes about having sex with Eddie's mom. Oh, please don't get me taken out for that. Which are super funny. When he says them in the right, which is super funny when he says them in the right scenarios. He also makes a lot of jokes about me and how gorgeous I am, and how he wants to do stuff with me, which aren't funny at all, like ever. He has these thick glasses that make his eyes look huge. I find it cute when he spends wait, no, you don't find it cute that he doesn't. You don't find it cute that he spends his money at the arcade for some stupid fighting game. You just find his glasses cute, okay? He spends every single Sunday at the arcade wasting his money and playing some stupid fighting game, but sometimes he does it for hanging out together. And then, I hear the bell ring. Finally, I muttered to myself. I packed my things, threw them into my backpack, and rushed out of the classroom. I saw Bill, Richie, and Eddie walking together towards the exit of the school. Once I got up to them, they were already almost out of the school. Hey, hot stuff, Richie smiled at me and grinned. For coming up with a new nickname. Sighing, I told him to shut it. I'm just trying to enjoy my summer without you flirting with me. I'm not flirting, I'm just being extra friendly to someone who's extra attractive. I laughed, thanks for the compliment, but still. He pushed up his thick glasses and walked over to the trash cans at the front of the school. While we're walking, While we're walking, Stanley caught up with us and walked over to Eddie. As we all threw the contents out of our backpacks in the trash, Stan said, "Best feeling ever!" That Loki sounds like... Richie looked at him and then said, "Try cooking your pickle for the first time." Me and Bill looked at him. I smiled, and Bill just shrugged at his stupid joke. But after we put our newly emptied out backpacks on, we started walking to the bike rack so everyone could get their bikes. But then, Henry Bowers and his stupid friends walked up to Richie and pulled his backpack so he fell into Stanley and both fell over like dominoes. I sighed and muttered, "Wouldn't you just leave us alone for once, Bowers?" I bent down to see if the boys were okay, and they were, and helped them up. Once they got up, I can hear Bill yelling, I can't read. Once they got up, I heard Bill yelling after Bowers, "You suck, Bowers!" Bowers turned around and said something in his face that I couldn't hear. In his face? Huh? Anyways, I'm not even gonna try. Before licking his hand and wiping on Bill's face. I frowned and looked down. "Hey there, Victoria. Coming to my house anytime soon? We would really like to finish what we started last time." He smirked and winked at me. "Shut up, Henry. You're the one who dragged me into your house to do your homework. I was just trying to be nice, but I should never have trusted you, you pig." Oh. Okay, that's a little harsh, don't you think? His eyes narrowed. "See you later, sweet thing." Thing, not even you. Thing. It's a funny word. And by the way, good acting like he didn't want it. He winked before running off to his car with his friends and driving away. All the boys looked at me and just stood there and did nothing. While frowning, Eddie came closer to me and put his hand on my back. "Vic, it's okay. We all know he was a twisted mind, and he did what he did, and what he did was totally wrong and bad. Just don't listen to his lies." Ew, I'm not saying that. Anyway. I sighed, "Guys, I'm fine, just annoyed that he's still annoying all of you." My friend quickly turned and smiled again as we started walking to the bikes. Everyone got on their bikes and said bye to me except for Richie. He just stood there and watched all the others bike off. "No bike today, Rich? Did you walk to school?" I asked him. Then he looked at me and scrunched his nose while smiling. "Nope, I just saw that your bike wasn't here, so maybe you'd want to sit on the back of mine, and you could come to my house." He pointed at his bike that you didn't see before with a hopeful grin. Smiling, he got on the back of his bike as he pedaled to his house. Oh, how I loved his house. That was horrible. Oh, that was actually terrible. How his mom had a big vanilla candle and lit the kitchen, and how Richie's room was filled with pillows and pictures of girls from magazines, okay. And how dark the furniture was and still welcoming, even though all the blinds were normally closed and the wooden furniture was a deep mahogany brown. Once we got there, Richie parked his bike and as I got off and walked up to the front door. Once he caught up with me, he twisted the doorknob. No one was home. He fished the key from under the doormat that said, "Welcome," and put the doorknob, I don't know why, okay, anyways, and opened the door while saying, "Hot stuff first." That's terrible. While putting the key back in its place. As we both came in and the door closed, I could see the vanilla candle that was almost all burnt down to the bottom. "Vic, wanna go to my room?" I smiled and nodded. After going through the hallway, we got into his room and I let myself in. I jumped on the bed and laid down on it. "Already, Vic? Wow, I thought you would have said a couple pickup lines before you wanted to tickle my pickle." I gave him a disapproving look. "You wish, Richie," before getting up and off the bed and walking towards him. Now I may be hot stuff, but you're just Richie." We were inches apart, and when I said that, he walked away from me. "Just Richie? Do you know how many girls would die to be in my room and have me flirt with them the way I do with you?" "Probably just Eddie's mom," I said while he walked back over to me. I could feel his breath. Ew! I could feel his breath on my face. Oh, that was horrible. And the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. I'd hope so. His face quickly became red as he said, "So what now, hot stuff?" "So what now, hot stuff?" I smiled and shrugged, as if it wasn't possible before. We inched closer and closer, still not breaking the silence. He wrapped his hands around my waist, and we moved towards the bed. If I could have wished to have seen what all the other losers were doing in that moment, I would have, because I'm the type of person to think about, because I'm the type of person to think, I'm about to kiss one of my best friends. I wonder what my other best friends are doing. I flipped around, so I pushed him on the bed. His hands were still on my waist. As he fell, I fell with him. Ew. It was nice. feeling so safe in his arms. Ew, bad. As my focus shifted from his eyes to his lips, to his lips, so did his. Oh my god, I don't like this. This is why I stopped doing these. We lay there, looking at each other's eyes, completely taken by each other, not aware of anything else that was happening in the world. Also not aware if Eddie and Bill walked through the front door, because Richie had taken in one of Eddie's prescriptions on accident. We only became aware when the door was swung open to Richie's room, and there stood Bill and Eddie, in shock from what they're saying. Is this actually happening? Eddie said in shock. While I was getting off of Richie, I looked at him and gave him a shrug while mouthing the words, "I'm so sorry," and ran out of the room to go home. I was walking home when I saw Henry's blue car pull up next to me. "Hey, sugar thing." Hey, sugar thing. Right. I looked down at the ground while walking and suddenly said, "No, go away, Bowser." Oh, that was horrible. Bowers, not Bowser. Okay. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. He stopped the car and got out, parking it behind me. "I'm not taking no for an answer. Get in the car, Victoria." Scared, I started walking fast away from him. Please leave me alone, Henry." He ran after me. Ooh, picking me up by the waist. Ooh, and throwing me over his shoulder. Ooh. Screaming and kicking him, he still wouldn't stop. A car passed and I yelled help, but they didn't do anything. Oh, wow. They just drove off with a red balloon in the back of the car. Henry sat me down roughly in his car while I was screaming and slammed the door. I was sobbing while he ran over to his side and started speeding the opposite way back. With some quick thinking, I remembered that Richie, Bill, and Eddie were hopefully outside, as we're most likely going to pass his house. I started screaming and banging on the window as we got closer to Richie's house, and sure enough, there they stood. This is like a whole, poem, honestly. Before they saw me, Bill and Eddie were playing around after Richie, probably talking about what they just saw. But as soon as they saw me, they stopped rolling around in the grass and stared for a second, just in shock. After the initial reaction, Bill, followed by Eddie and Richie, got up and ran over to their bikes. While still being in the car, Henry gave up. I gave up. I couldn't see any of the boys, so they probably couldn't keep up. Feeling the car stopping, I looked out the window to see that they were next to the river. Oh, am I allowed to say that word? Nah, whatever. Oh shit, he's gonna drown me, I thought to myself. Bowers got out of the car, out of his seat, and over to my side of the car. He opened the door and pulled me by the collar of my white dress. Oh, am I in a white dress? With pink pale flowers on it. Aw, scattered across it, so I fell to the ground getting mud on the dress. Aww. That sounds like an ugly dress anyway, so whatever. "Oh, I know you want it, Victoria. Follow me, you SLUT. That's crazy." Oh, that was horrible. I'm never saying that again. Henry said sternly to me as he slammed my door. I got up and started following him so I wouldn't get more hurt than I already would be. We got down to the rocks in the lake and Henry pushed me down, so I landed head first on the hard rocks. Oh. Shiitake mushrooms. I'm gonna get blood on my dress, I said to myself, but Bowers heard. How do you say that to yourself? Lift it up. Lift what up? I was worried to death. Your dress, you idiot. Oh my god, wait, I don't know if I'm allowed to read this anymore. I don't know how much I can read. No. Ooh. Girl power. Go, girl. Yippee-hi-yay. You said no. Congrats. Oh my god. No! Who do you think you are? Now lift up your dress before I rip it into shreds. I could tell he was angry. Sorry, who says that? Anyways, I could tell he was angry, but there's one thing in life I don't want. Then it's for Henry Bowers to have sex with me. Whether I wanted it or not. I heard a clang of metal hit the ground in the distance as the mechanical smile appeared. Mechanical smile? across Henry's face as he took his belt off and slammed my shins with it. You like that, don't you, Vicky? Oh, that's horrible. Sobbing, I screamed at him. What do you want from me? You know I don't. He got down on his knees and looked at me dead in the eye. You know it. You know it, S-O-U-T. He grabbed the edge of my dress and tried pulling it out, but I stopped him by holding down on it. Oh, you whore, Henry muttered. Oh, oh, you whore, Henry muttered as he let go and grabbed a sharp rock off the ground and started to cut at my dress. I screamed as he cut my skin on my legs since the rock went through the dress and cut the skin. Obviously, no talking mushrooms, causing more bleeding and more pain. No chartreuse. Give it to me, princess. Oh, I don't know if I can read this. He smiled as the bottom of my dress was completely torn up and ripped apart, leaving me only in a bra and on the top, unless, I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. And then the shorts I wore under the dress. Thank Jesus for the shorts and the dress. Of course, I had underwear on. Oh, I don't want to say that. But I didn't want to think of the possibility of him saying that. Me neither. He licked his lips as his hand started to trail from the bottom of my thighs to the zipper of the shorts. All my hope was gone. Then the last thing I heard, I never expected to hear. Someone or some people were on the other side of the river. Get off her, you mother-wearing asshole. Anyways, that's it for now. Yeah. So this is like 27 parts, so there's gonna be 26 other videos. It's gonna take me forever, but it's okay. So I'm gonna do one chapter per. That got intense. Ooh. Anyways, toodaloo. My loon. I don't know where I was going with that. See you later, alligator. Mwah.